All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Rainey. I'm the proud mayor of the great city of Peekskill, New York, and this is our weekly update. And I'm joined, as we are every Tuesday afternoon, with our wonderful city manager, Andy Stewart. Andy, good afternoon. How you doing?
Hey, Mayor, it's great to see you on this beautiful day.
Yeah, it is awesome outside. It is really nice outside. The sun is shining bright. Today is November 9th, 2021. As many of you do know, every week we update you on how the city of Peekskill is handling our COVID experience, as well as now exactly how our vaccines percentages have increased over the last couple of days or so. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Andy. And as many of you do know, after we inform you on what's going on with COVID, we like to share some of the happenings in the city of Peekskill that we're aware of. So, Andy, take it
Sure.
over.
Yeah, just I'm looking at my other screen, so I'm not looking directly into the camera, but yeah. So our numbers are actually looking a little better in Peekskill over the last few weeks. Our active case rate has come down a little bit to 31 cases. It was 38 last time we spoke, 37. Back in September was 72, 74. So it's nice to see the active case rate coming down. Of course, we're worried about cold weather and people being indoors. That might come up. On the really positive side, our vaccination rate surpassed 80% last week. It's now at 80.3. So I think that's a good benchmark. It shows city residents are taking the health option of getting vaccinated seriously. And of course, now that the children's vaccine is coming out, there'll be a whole lot more information coming from pediatricians and others with the services for children's vaccines. So
Beautiful.
at least we get these numbers from the Westchester COVID-19 data portal, and they're posted to the Facebook page the city runs on a weekly basis as well, so people can stay informed.
Perfect. Perfect. Good to know.
So it looks like our numbers are basically kind of plateaued for now on that,
Okay.
and hopefully they'll stay there. I think we're moving to a point where there's enough vaccination out there that the disease is basically kind of plateaued. Because what we're worried about a surge from a new variant or some other cause.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel lucky to be a New Yorker and part mayor because I feel like our state has taken this seriously since the beginning, and there are other
Hmm.
places in the country that have had a worse experience.
Absolutely. And I'll let you take over, Andy. I got an announcement coming up.
Yeah, I would just talk about a couple of things while the mayor's got an audio thing going on. Number one, I wanted to mention that Thursday is Veterans Day, and it's important that folks take a moment to show their respect and appreciation for those who sacrificed themselves for the country. In particular, at Monument Park, as always on Thursday morning, the American Legion will be leading a ceremony. The city is providing chairs and podium and some support on that. It's a great thing to come out for. They're welcoming the community. So I believe it starts at 10 o'clock. I think the mayor's pointing to his watch. So that information is available on our Facebook page as well. Uh, so we've got that going on. I want to mention a couple of fun things. The Youth Bureau is running a yoga class every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I know myself, speaking for myself, I can never do enough to keep this body kind of attuned. And yoga is a great way to do that. I highly recommend it. It's wonderful that they're doing that every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. So contact the Youth Bureau about that. They also had a really wonderful toy drive this past Sunday with the Cars and Coffee folks with their fancy cars down in the parking lot on Water Street. They actually filled up the back of a very fancy pickup truck with toys for kids that the Youth Bureau is doing that toy drive with Cars and Coffee, which is a great project. We're actually
Absolutely.
we're jumping the gun a little bit in the city hall, putting up our holiday tree very soon because we were approached by the Salvation Army to do a bit of a toy drive for kids that they're working with and families. So there's going to be a tree in City Hall in the lobby very soon with little cards on it. If somebody wants to come in and take a card, it describes a child, their age, their size, and what it is that they're hoping they're going to find under their Christmas tree. We're supposed to get those back to
That's
Salvation Army by the
beautiful.
first week of December. So we're going to be getting our tree up real soon. Give people a chance to look at those cards. I'm
That
excited.
is awesome.
Yeah, it's nice. Our city clerk is she's sort of the maven of holiday preparation and always has great decorations and stuff. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
we're looking forward
Absolutely.
to inviting people in and sharing that sense of kind of taking care of each other through that project.
Awesome. I just want to add to the. I know you mentioned we passed COVID already, but I just want to remind people The holiday season is coming. As you just mentioned, Christmas is coming. There's going to be a lot of family get-togethers and gatherings. So we still encourage people just to be mindful, just be very, very mindful um, that COVID is still existing and still alive and well. And with the new variants that are out there, we just want to be very cautious during these holiday
Yeah,
events,
and
Thanksgiving
really
and
think about
Christmas.
the children because young people still, if you're under 5, you still can't get vaccinated. So, you know, they need to be protected from the virus, however we can do that.
Right. Yeah. So
So that's a good reminder. I wanted to mention also that the November 20th is the last day of the farmers market. So it's coming up on the end of the season. The Business Improvement District's done a wonderful job with that project as usual this year. So many people have enjoyed the farmers market, and it's coming to a close at just before Thanksgiving on the 20th.
absolutely. Um, I'll share a couple of things. We did the council did pass a few local laws last night. For those of you who may have missed, and one of the local laws is to amend the city code for the fire department so we can have a full-time chief of our fire department, which I think is very necessary. Many of us believe it's very necessary to manage that department, and of course to recruit more volunteers for the for the fire department here in the city of Peekskill. We also passed the code to ban smoking in the parks, so we ask people, please refrain from smoking anything in the parks and playgrounds in the city of Peekskill, as it's already a policy in the state of New York or New York City and Westchester County for sure. So we just kind of jumped on board with the same policy here in the city of Peekskill.
Yeah, thank you for that, Mayor. Um, there was right, yeah, those were the laws that were adopted last night.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a number of other really important issues on the city council agenda, which we might want to just chat a little bit about.
Yeah, sure. We have set the public hearing for the city of Peekskill to consider opting out of the cannabis dispensary, as well as to opt out of the cannabis lounges in the city of Peekskill. So the public hearing will be on November 20th. So we do want to hear from the community. We did put a survey out. Thanks to Andy and the staff for the survey out. We got uh, pretty, pretty large amount of responses, but a lot of people saying that they weren't aware. So we're asking people to, email the city council and mayor and city manager, or tune into the actual meeting, or come to the meeting on November 20th until we reach capacity. People are welcome to come and wearing their mask. And just let us know what you think about the city of Peekskill. If we should opt in or opt out.
Yeah,
we
so
have the opportunity.
just so folks understand that putting the opt-out up for public hearing doesn't mean that the city council has made that decision.
Correct.
It's a public hearing to find out what the community wants to see, and the city council after that hearing can vote on the matter.
Mm-hmm. So we do encourage November 20th at 7:30 p.m. Come on out. Let us know what you feel about.
I think it's actually it would be the 22nd.
Sorry, November 22nd.
Yeah,
I apologize. Yeah.
The calendar there. So yeah, there's that. I wanted to mention some infrastructure work that's going forward. Number one, our Oakwood Drive project has been a really huge undertaking, and there was a little bit of a glitch in that when the engineers discovered a Con Ed gas line that was located in a part of the street that wasn't anticipated. So the project is there's a bit of a change order there, and it's going to push the schedule a bit. So we'll keep working with the neighbors. There's a detour and some other traffic management issues that are being dealt with. But the city council got an update on that last night, and I know everybody's eager to see that project completed with the improvements to the water system, the drainage, and the paving, of course, which people will be able to enjoy a nice new pavement eventually there. But there's a little bit of a glitch there with the what happened underground once they exposed some of those underlying issues. So we heard an update on that. It's great to see some other big projects move forward, like the Fleischman Pier repair and replacement project is really an extraordinary opportunity for the city, enabling ships to come in on that pier, eventually getting a whole new pier with also some associated improvements to the park on the land side. And so we put out for a study to see if it makes sense to have a project labor agreement, which is a different way of procuring the contractor services. It creates kind of a new level of teamwork, but you have to do a study to find out if it would save money or not. And so the city is investing in that. They really kudos to the planning department. Just handles an enormous portfolio of really important capital projects, and this is one of them.
Absolutely. And to know that the ships can come in, that trailway is still one of the longest trailways in Westchester County. So you I mean you can walk from the trail at Charles at the pier all the way down to the riverfront train station up to the downtown,
Yeah,
using Central Avenue. So it's amazing. So I think that's gonna be a great asset for the
I'd say
community.
Peekskill has the best waterfront park system anywhere in the Hudson Valley.
I don't
Yeah,
disagree.
it's extraordinary. It's a tribute to the vision of all the people who have participated and planned and written grants and done design work and everything else. It really does. It's really a testimony to the
Absolutely.
keeping open
Absolutely.
space on the riverfront for sure.
We encourage people to utilize the waterfront. It's beautiful out there. So, um,
There's one other major capital project I just want to mention because it's going to interrupt services a bit. We're doing a new roof on the neighborhood center, and there will be a closure for a few days in a week or so, starting on Monday the 22nd, actually, when the neighborhood center and the senior programs and so on will be closed for a few days. Our amazing nutrition director, Jonathan Zamora, and his team will be delivering food to seniors and giving them frozen meals and so on, so they could make it over a couple of days of having the building closed. The library will be closed as well during those days, and this is so that we can get started with the roof replacement process with keeping nobody in the building for when there may be asbestos that has to be abated. And so we want to make sure just in being with an abundance of caution as far as uh, any dust that might come into the air or something like that. So that project is planned and underway and financed, and we'll start to see that take place in the next couple of weeks, which is pretty exciting.
awesome,
The
awesome.
library had some real hard times there with the water when we had those torrential downpours this past summer, water coming through the ceiling and getting on some books and other stuff.
Right.
That'd
Good
be
to
pretty
know.
fixed. We're also doing a roof project over the Paramount Theater with a similar abatement and some accommodation from operations there as
I
well.
saw that the parking lot next to the Paramount, they had an event there, a show there the other night,
Uh-huh.
and it looked like it was pretty, took at least to capacity where they can approve now. Looked like it was pretty packed.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of events going on at the Paramount. A lot of fun stuff. I was just looking at the calendar. They've got like all these tribute bands, Elton John, Bruce Springsteen, the Rolling Stones, the
Wow.
Beatles, like these sort of tribute bands seems to be something they do a lot of over there.
They got a comedian coming too. I can't think of his name right now.
Mhm.
There's a comedian coming back. He's been here a few times.
Mhm.
It's pretty funny. So yeah, so make sure you guys support that Paramount as they, you know, maneuver through this craziness that we've been dealing with the last couple of years.
Yeah, yeah, they'll be doing a
So,
good job over there.
uh, is anything on your end? I do want to mention one last thing. Of course, you know.
Sure, go ahead.
So the city of Peekskill just the council, myself and the council. I do want to thank the council once again for approving and awarding the Boys and Girls Club the service agreement last night, where the city is going to be contributing to the Boys and Girls Club programming here in the city of Peekskill once they open. We're hoping to see it open sometime later next year. There's no guarantee, but we're looking to see it open later next year. I want to thank the Housing Authority, Peekskill Parks and Rec team and staff in the city of Peekskill for all their hard work and making this process possible. And I look forward to do whatever I can to support and help this project move forward so our youth and our children can have an additional youth after school programming center that they can actually benefit from. That's going to really, really help change the lives of some of these children in a positive way. So I'm very excited, very, very excited.
It's all about the kids, basically. The Boys and Girls Club comes with an
Always.
extraordinary portfolio of programs. Some really amazing improvements to that building, adding, I think, expanding it by about a quarter, 25-30% of square footage will be going up with new facilities and so on. It's just an amazing project.
Yeah. So
And
I do want
it'll
to
be
thank
transformative.
thank the state governor, the current governor and the prior governor, and I also want to thank the county executive and the county legislators and their team, and everyone who just kind of helped contributed to the investment of the $4 million towards the capital improvement of this
Mhm.
much necessary, much needed improvements to this building at the Kylie Center. So just want to let the people know that the Boys and Girls Club, they do come into municipalities and create boards. So we're going to be, I'm sure when the time comes, they're going to be advertising to get local community members to be a part of the board and help them kind of direct the direction of the youth of the Boys and Girls Club and how they can benefit the children. I'm saying we because it's our kids. So, but I'm just excited.
Right. That's super exciting. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah. So before we get to the questions, any concern statements or posts that people are having or comments? I do want to say congratulations to Deputy Mayor Vivian McKenzie and her success as in her election and her campaign as getting the most votes for the mayor position, and the council members who also succeeded at getting the most votes was Councilman Dwight Douglas, Councilman Ramon Fernandez, and Council-elect Rob Scott. So congratulations to them. I'm going to help Deputy Mayor with the transition as best as possible, and I look forward to seeing the new administration when the year ends and what they're going to do for the city of Peekskill.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things on the agenda for next year for sure.
Yeah.
The DRI process just itself is just going to be, it's going to be massive. I mean, multiple projects, street improvements, park improvements, private sector projects. It's really kind of amazing. All the things going to be happening in the city over the next year. I'm looking at some of the comments. We have one person who's upset about the fire department having a paid full-time chief. We've talked about that a lot. Actually, nobody came up for public comment on that last night, which is kind of interesting. But the rationale for that, in favor of volunteers, not against volunteers, in favor of accountability and managing risk with such.
And just people, if they go back and watch the public hearing or the council meeting that we had, a lot of the chiefs or a lot of the volunteer chiefs were there, and they did want people to believe at one point that a career chief would scare away volunteers, but we explained to them on a number of occasions in a number of ways and explanations that the idea of the career chief is actually to recruit more volunteers as part of his job description. And also, a lot of the chiefs were saying that they were qualified to be career chief. They felt that they were qualified to be career chiefs, so why not pick one of them? So if our volunteer chiefs are saying that they should be considered for the position as a career chief, I think that should really resonate with a lot of people, that maybe a career chief is not a bad idea to anybody if they can agree to.
I think it's going to benefit everybody. And honestly, there's a lot of work to do at the fire department to integrate those teams better.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to supporting that. The city is basically really going to invest in the fire department in the coming years.
Yeah, absolutely. And
not to mention the need for new apparatus as well, which is a major undertaking.
Yeah, there's a lot of eternal challenges that I think somebody who's committed there can really help address, managerial, secretarial things as well. But the volunteer chiefs were even saying if it was one of them, they think it'd be a good idea. So the idea of the chief's not a bad idea. So everybody agrees.
We need a fire chief, no doubt about it. Yeah. You got to have a coordinated response to fire incidents. And you need a chief for that. I really give kudos to everybody who's volunteered for that department and our career paid firefighters as well. Everybody works hard, and when that bell rings, everybody jumps. So that's appreciated. I wanted to mention as well, somebody asked if the senior club will be closed as well. Yeah, so when the neighborhood center is closed for the roof work on November 22nd and the next couple of days after that, yeah, it'll just be closed. The library will be closed, senior club, the nutrition program, everything. So that construction can take place.
Yeah, you don't want to
answer that question. So someone's talking about okay, we got a very detailed message here about a traffic management issue, which I'm gonna respond to offline. I can't kind of make sense of the whole thing right now. It's talking about one-way streets and so on, but we appreciate it. A lot of things. The community plays a role of the eyes and ears when it comes to telling us whether it's potholes or graffiti or a dangerous situation or a light that's not working. Please let us know. One of the things that's happening right now that is the city's doing some hydrant testing. So people are going to see some, it's kind of like when we do the hydrant flushing, they're going to see some impact on their water, whether it's discoloration or some pressure changes and so on. It's part of our planning process for the infrastructure improvement. We have to test out water pressure around the city. So just
Yeah.
note that, and let us know if you have a problem that's
Yeah.
chronic or
And
persistent.
remind people also that, a lot of people are saying, for the past 10 years, the water does this, and just remind people that we actually do that twice a year. So it
Every
actually
year.
happens every year, twice. You're gonna see that, but we do just want people to be aware of when. I think that's the important part that
Yeah,
we're
so
trying
this
to
is
make.
this is actually a special. This is a testing process that's kind of building a foundation of data on the pressure in the lines, because it relates to our grant submission to get federal and state money to fix our water system and improve it. So they're out there kind of putting together the case that the investment is needed. So in which everybody, I think it's no secret to anybody, the city has very old aging infrastructure, and the water system is one of the things that we need to invest in over time. That's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Mayor.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you. Any more on there?
nope. Oh, someone's saying the dirt bikes. I know they've been annoying. The police have been kind of trying to strategize on how to. Some there's young people out there, really racing around the city with unlicensed motorcycles, which is
Unlicensed?
yeah, they don't have licenses. They're just like a dirt bike with no lights or license plate or anything. Sometimes they're not even wearing helmets. It's really dangerous. So that's been an issue. Hopefully it'll calm down because the cold weather's coming. But the police are out there trying to catch them, and I think the one actually impounded the bike, took it away. So that's a good thing.
No.
That's a good thing.
Hey, Katie, you gotta follow the rules.
Follow the rules.
Gotta follow the rules. That
Yeah,
sucks.
no joke. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dios mío. Okay.
So
All
thank
right.
you, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Andy, listen, thanks again. I look forward to doing the same thing next week. The people out there, thank you all. Again, we're looking forward to the upcoming possibilities for this great city, especially with some of the initiatives that the city council approved and passed last night. And Andy, thanks for all your work. Everyone that's out there, thanks for tuning in. Please share this so people can know what's going on. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, jump on the meeting next afternoon, 12 o'clock, 12:15, right here on social media. And we'll try to answer them as best we can. God bless you all, and God bless one of the greatest cities on this earth. Peekskill, New
Take
York.
care,
Andy,
Mayor.
have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.